Welcome to the Mulligan Menace. Today we're going to be playing a deck list by MTG Malone. This is the Mono-Black Control list that he played last week. Interesting Ugin, take of the Ugin deck. The thing that really kind of caught my eye on here was the walls. Haven't seen a deck really play this too successfully yet. And then it had Planetarium. I played this a couple times before. Just really like this card, so I wanted to give this one a whirl just to see how it is, because there isn't a whole lot of black cards in it, so it has a ton of colorless, which works fantastic with Ugin. Obviously, you have Duress for a little hand disruption. You have some removal with the Triumphs, as well as Deadly Cover-Up and the Fire Lord for the sweepers. And then you got a lot of ramp here, Iron Crag. Aang's was an interesting add here, is searching for your basic land card, and you also gain 2 life, which is nice. And then you have Bandit's Hall. Haven't played with this card before. It basically another ramp card, but it also turns into some draw spell or draw ability later in the game. Not consistent, but kind of interesting. And then obviously you got Archive. Also 3 of the Exiles here. 5 casting cost, but it's an instant. It's artifact, creature, or enchantment, so it really is a catch-all. There is a one of Eternity Elevator. This is another one I just haven't played with much because it always seemed like a poor card. And then Deadly Cover-Up, obviously both of these are great sweepers, Planetarium. But the wall is what I'm kind of interested in, because I can search that out with the ultimate. A couple Fomori Vaults in here as well, and some life gain from the Adventures Inn. If you could, hit that subscribe button below. Hit the like icon. I put out new videos every day, so if you want to see new content on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let's get into the gameplay. All right. We'll mulligan this. Don't have any ramp with it. This we have the Archive, but we also have the Duress to fool around with our hand a little bit. I think we'll keep this. We also have the turn 5 Cover-Up. Man, there isn't much I want to discard here. We'll keep this. I think we got to do this just because that's going to be a little slow if they're a aggro deck. All right, we'll go first. They did go down to 6. We get to see what we're working with here. Boomerang Bake, 6 talent. We do have creature removal. We're not too worried about that. Our Deadly Cover-Up's a lot worse. I think the talent allows them to go through their deck a little bit too much. Not worried about the Iros. Same thing with the Lesson. The Basics is the only other one that I was a little bit suspect on. Or that I would have taken, but this is by far the best pick. Okay, we've got enough land for our Archive. Talent. They might just bounce our Archive too. This might be a good one to bounce. We'll see what we got going on here. We can exile that. They're going to have monuments that they're going to be pulling out, so we want to be able to Deadly Cover Up the monument. Let's just do that into the Archive. See if they Boomerang Basics my Archive. The issue is I'm threatening Ugin here, just because I have 6 mana available on board. So they might want to bounce that just so they don't see the Ugin come out. Duress. See what they got going. Ooh, perfect. We'll get rid of that monument. While we're at it, we're going to get rid of this one as well. That prevents their drawing, or I should say their cycling of cards. I think we do this. And we can deadly cover up the monument now. Just hope they don't draw a monument. We'll be in really good shape here. They might even scoop if we do that, because that is their main win condition. They don't have any counters right now. Let's go for it. Monument. Good game. All right, this is a very similar hand to what we've had previously. We do go first. We'll keep it. Okay, that's interesting. I think we'll just cast this for now. Just so we can get the land that we need. We can triumph next turn. Baylock. I think we want to kill that thing off right away. Before they got a trick or anything, we're going to... We'll even discard a card, I think, for that. Baylock. Don't want to take too much damage there. We can archive next turn. That opens up the sweeper as well. Cast that as well. Perfect. They have an instant speed or something. Oh, yeah, I forgot the Exile ability. Yeah, that's fine. We're looking them to drain their hand with creatures. Okay. That's quite a bit of damage. Hopefully they don't have an annul or something. Alright. Alright. Let's gain a little life. Get our ventures in. What do you think they have? It's gonna be a Boroid, maybe? I think that might be the best one to search for. Let's go with Boroid. They got hexproof. They don't have any Boroids. Keen-eyed. Some of the alchemists for the edges. Boomerangs. Okay, this is just the otter deck. Okay. Storm Chasers. I guess Storm Chasers would probably be the best thing to go after. Alright. Kind of a dead... Sack that. That out. Get get this out. We'll have a 5/5 creature next turn, and then we have some removal. Okay. 3 damage. Do I want that to trigger? 5, 6, 7, 8. Triggers, remove 2 loop counters. Okay. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. We're going to hold on to that for the discard for Bitter Triumph. And turn. We now have a blocker. Then get a trigger. Go for the Giant Growth, maybe? This makes our Bitter Triumph so much better. Okay, we'll block that. They can Giant Growth it. Take a Bitter Triumph, their creature. Discarding a card. We'll get the crime. Alright, good game. Alright, we'll try keeping this one. We got some ramp. I like it. Some interesting spells going on here. Get that Iron Crag down next turn. Hopefully draw a land so we can get the Archive down. Turn 3. There we go. Let's go with this one. And then we'll be off to the races. We've got the elevator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, hardliner. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we unfortunately can't cast 2 things. I think we just do this to slow him down. We'll get rid of the mobilize. So this is going to be 1, 2, possibly 3 damage. 5 damage. I think we do it this way. Next turn we get rid of this. He's not going to be able to kill this in time, so. The most he can do is probably 5 damage to this, is my guess. That's if he sacrifices the headliner, and I don't think he's going to do that. All right. Only takes 3. Can't be sacrificed. So he just gets more creatures. That's pretty good. All right, we do that. I think we drop this first, which means we can then kill that. Cast that. Hold on here. That should work that way. All right, they're clear. And that's a good game. All right, we'll keep this one. Has a little Duress action early on. Has land, some life gain as well. Keep us alive. Let's see what we got working with here. What kind of black deck you playing? Okay, Golgari. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we want to get rid of that Rottenmouth Viper. Don't like that, but not a whole lot we can do right now. We're taking quite a bit of damage, I think. I think we just make it harder to cast their Viper. He's going to be able to cast it soon. We're still a couple turns away, unfortunately. Alright, well, we're getting close. Okay, we can deadly cover up if he does cast that Viper. So we take 4. Okay, never mind. Interesting. I think we hold off a turn. Where's the Scavenger's Talent? Let's create a 1/1. We can block with it. Take 2 less damage that way. Alright. So we can do a deadly cover-up. But unfortunately, we can't get the ability for evidence. We're close to an Ugin. So maybe we just do this. Hope we draw a land and we get an Ugin next turn and get rid of the Viper. I think we just go for the Rottenmouth. Well, we can do this. I think we almost have to do that because of the damage. That's fine. We'll have a blocker here. All right, good game. All right, this one does have a little bit of ramp. We got the haul into the archive. Let's keep it. Okay, Demir. Hopefully it's not a mill deck. We got Bitter Triumph available if we need to. Oh, interesting. Got the rat. Discard a card. Resolve. Let's go for... I think the land. Yeah, so I might regret that later, but we'll see. Get the haul out. We can archive then into the Planetarium. We will discard the walls. The Bitter Triumph don't matter as much either. Okay. I attempted to just discard the Triumph first. Probably should have kept that, but get that out, we'll get that, and then we'll have a good turn next turn. Discard a non-land card. Don't make me discard my other one. Alright. Now we're off to the races. Yep. Get this out. We'll activate the ability. I want that. Sure. Drawing's not bad against Talon, so we'll keep that. Plus, if we draw a Ugin or something, just gives us more options. Resolve. Ooh, Duress. I think I do the Planetarium first. Just not land. Here, Triumph. Do I want that? I'll do that. I'll decline. Destroy that. We'll Duress them. Okay, Deadly Cover-Up we want to get rid of. I guess the Primal Odin actually would have been one to get rid of, but they're not near it yet. Okay, we're getting close to our... Jeez. We are just not finding what we need to, are we? We go here. Discard a card. Get our sweeper. Draw two more. Our Fountainport. Burglar Rat. I think we keep the sweeper just to get rid of these rats. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we can do Planetarium first. Well. Okay, we can cast Deadly Cover-Up. I didn't mean to keep Iron Crag there, but that's okay. Four, five, six. We'll do Deadly Cover-Up. We don't want them getting rid of our Ugins. Yeah, that's a Rotmo effect, too. We got Rotmo. They have Rise. They got 3 more Bandits talents. Alright. Let's draw some cards. that out. We'll Aang's Journey for some land. Drop the land, go. Okay, make me discard my land. We trigger this. Just cannot find what we're looking for. Sure. And keep that for the discard. Okay, this is going to help us. Get rid of their win con. Can't get rid of that one. And then we got to do that on their turn. I think we'll do this first. Just in case we had a double deadly cover up, we could have used those cards to go through their deck. Finally, we found one of the cards we were looking for. Now we could use this for drawing cards as well, which is nice. The Adventure's in. I think I'm going to hold off on this until their turn. Because we can actually, if they can cast this, we can kill it off. Okay, we'll trigger this. Don't need either of those. Decline. What do we got here that we can get rid of? So they got Strategic Betrayal, but I don't really want to get rid of that other hand. When there were Rise. Guess I'm just going to hold off here a little bit. Let's see what we draw. I think we're in okay shape here. Just going to wait till their turn. We got a couple ways to draw cards here, so. We can let them do that. Resolve. Alright, Bandit. Resolve. Okay, well, we're going to trigger this first. Another deadly cover-up. Don't need that. Get that into play. We can ultimate the Ugin too here. Get rid of that. Let's do a card draw. Let's do a card draw. And let's go to my turn. So what will we grab out of our deck? We got the wall. King's Journey, Ironclad. Okay. Get another one of these out.
I grant you a boon.
I think we'll just plus this for now.
The wise
Cast the wall. Take action.
resources are yours.
Okay. And turn. Yeah, we knew they had that, so that's definitely a thing that could happen. We'll trigger it. Get rid of that, get rid of that. We'll just start keeping the land in hand. Let's create a fish token. We can attach the fish token. Draw a card, gain 3 life.
Open your mind to
And
possibility.
that's the turn. There's not a whole lot of stuff we really want to play. So it doesn't necessarily pay for us to. Planetarium. That's fine. Get rid of our land. Earth Elevator, we'll get rid of their guy.
Heed my counsel.
Gain 3 life, draw a card. We got another Exile effect. End turn.
Focus, breathe, and learn.
Okay, we are going to create a 1/1. One turn. Put that on the 1/1. Back in. End turn. This is one of the more grindy matches with this deck, man. They don't have a whole lot of win cons in their deck for us. Just because we gain too much life, we draw too many cards, and we can get rid of any card on board. They're just looking for us to deck out, so we don't want to draw that many cards. Okay, we can create another token, which is nice. We'll just keep that in hand. We'll just discard land again. Wait. Oh, I did that in the wrong order. That was a big mistake on my part.
Mine is the power of Eon.
Meant to destroy that after. Oh well. Good game. All right, we go first here. We have some ramp as well. Slow ramp, though. We'll give it a whirl. We play against aggro, we'll be in trouble. But get too many fun cards in hand. Elf. Yep. That worked out pretty good. I just need to draw one land here, and then we'll be off to the races. One stinking land. All right, they're Badger Mold deck through and through here. There we go. Put this down. All right, we can Ugin next turn. But if we don't have the Ugin, we can always do the Eternity Elevator. Okay, they can break out for Badger Mole. Oh, they went for the wild. Do they have a Badger Mole in hand? They don't. That's interesting. Well, let me see that land. There we go. Let's do this. Let's exile the Weaver. We don't have anything cheap enough, but we can gain some life here at least. All right. Now we can actually double spell next turn if Ugin sticks around. We do have a secondary Ugin too. We could do 1, 2, 3. That's 7. If we draw a land, we can. I mean, there's a couple different ways we can do this, but we can. If this Ugin dies, if we draw land, we can do Ugin Archive still. Okay. All right. A lot of counters. Well, he can't kill my Ugin, and I can kill his Weaver, so there's that. Unless he has ramp? No. Does he have burn? I know he's trying to get rid of that Ugin. Okay, it's not going to do it. So I can do 3, which would give me 7. Then I can cast this and then this. So let's do that. And then even them killing my Ugin.
Spend this mana wisely.
Destroy that one.
I am the master.
Get this one out. We'll destroy that one.
Power belongs to the
I
patient.
can kill my Ugin, which is fine, because we got the other Ugin. Ooh, that's kind of nice. I guess Boroid is what I want to go after. Let's do that. Can I do Ugin? I can do Ugin and then Deadly Cover Up. Yeah, let's do that. I guess they don't have board in the graveyard, so let's just go for the seasons. Do I want to do Breakthrough? Let's go with that. That's the most annoying for us. It's just a Craterhoof Boroid deck. Nothing fancy. I did have one in hand, though. The wall's going to make it pretty interesting. I can cast a wall here next turn, which is great.
Heed my counsel.
All right, good game. All right, we got ramp here, so I do like seeing this. We'll keep it. Aang's Journey gains us a little life as well, but we'll be doing Iron Crag into the archive. Oh, another Aang's Journey. That'll get our land drops. Allow us to get up high. I think we're still going to go for this. We could do an Aang's Journey, get our next land drop. And we could do Bandit's Hall and Aang's Journey next turn. Alright, we want them to commit more to the board before we do anything with that. Another land. Alright. Ooh. Does slow us down a bit. But we can do a sweeper. That's fine. Do we hold off on that? You know what? Let's do this one. We can pick a card out of their deck. Alright, what do we want? Probably a Lyra. Lyra is gonna what we kind of want to go for. Go with the Lyra Dawnbringer. Don't have any in hand. They got 2 in their deck. No in their graveyard. Alright. Okay, they can get their... That is going to be a little annoying, actually. I think we let them. Do it for a turn. That'll also help feed our cover up. Ooh, Planetarium is going to be online next turn. Alright, I think we're in good shape. Banishing Light. I just realized he's going to probably play that. Man, this thing, every turn, huh? Okay. Decline. Gain a little life. Let's first activate this. Oh, well, there we go. Deadly cover up. Then we have more to fund our next deadly cover up. we go. Okay, we could also went after the Resplendent Angel. But I just want to kind of mitigate Smile at Death. And then next turn. Planetarium is going to get Banishing Light, I expect. Yep. They didn't Banishing Light it. I'm shocked. Well, let's do this thing first, just in case we get another cover-up. Oh, Ugin's pretty good. Man, that's pretty good, too. Let's do this. I just want that to get rid of that Banishing Light. We can draw 2. Or we can draw the Ugin. 5. And still be enough. To do this. And we'll get rid of that and that. And we will go after the 2 casting cost. Spell. Be done with that. We don't have to worry about Smile at Death. And they're drawing off the top of their yard. And that's a good game. Alright. We do have a little bit of ramp here with the Hall. We do have Aang's Journey to get another land, which is good as well. We'll keep this. Do go second, which is unfortunate. A little more ramp in there, too. Is this a landfall deck, I'm guessing? Yep, green landfall. So we're going to want a sweeper. We do have the Bitter Triumph to slow them down. We're going to have to hold that on for any of the really pesky creatures. That's not one of them, but it can become it. Okay, they got the elf. Got that. We'll get another land. We might need that life gain. Do removal before that. Slot that in anywhere. Oh, Lumbering Wagon. Okay. That's going to help quite a bit for the Chocobo. Your Triumph. Do we leave that open? If we get this out, we can start with the Zuko's Exile, so maybe we do that. The Wagon's going to be problematic because they can fire that up this turn with a land drop. And then they'll get another land drop. Okay, Chocobo. Well, now we're kind of just looking at sweepers here. So they were smart. They would do Elves, Chocobo. Oh, they had a land. Okay, that works out then. That doubles that effect. They can do Chocobo, Chocobo to World Wagon. Get another land, so that's 5, 6, 11 damage. Yep, I should have kept my Triumph open. But we'll see what happens here. Double trigger. Even more damage. Okay, we found the cover up. Excellent. We have to do that. They do have their land that they can pump up their World Wagon with, so we got to be conscious of that. We can go after their artifact as well. Duress. That's interesting. Let's... I think they're going to fire up another one for their World Wagon. We have 6 mana here. We spend 5. We'll be able to have that. Otherwise, we can Duress. 3, 4. Bitter Triumphs available. Otherwise, Duress and Bitter Triumphs available. Let's do it this way. This might help us with what's in their hand. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Tifa is good to know about. We might end up taking 3 damage so we can keep the other Bitter Triumph up. Otherwise, we can just be good on mana and cast the Zuko. Better Ascension, okay. As soon as they turn on the World Wagon, we're gonna kill it with the Zukos. Do that. We can do this. We have a Bitter Triumph open. We can kill this right now. I guess no use to. Instance, so we can hold on to it. Okay, they get another land. Adds to the Ascension. Which also means they can't trigger with this, but they can cast a Tifa. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize they didn't have a land drop for the turn. Okay, we'll start getting counters, which is fine. We'll pay 3 life after that. We need to find a Ugin here. Gain some life. Okay, drop your Tifa. We found it. Let's get rid of Tifa. Okay, now they can only create land, which isn't the worst. We can gain more life than they have with the land. Especially when we have Bitter Triumphs we can cast.
Focus, breathe, and learn.
Really want to draw a card, though. I think we have to wait a turn. You gonna cast another World Wagon? We'll let them do that. Puts one counter on that. I think I do this. We'll pay 3 life. Prevents them from turning on their World Wagon. They have to have an instant for it to matter. I guess they'd win the game if that was the case. No, doesn't matter. I'd rather kill their land than their World Wagon in this situation. Because World Wagon I can always go after. I can't do it, kill off their land with the Ugin. Okay. Maybe we start with drawing. Another Bitter Triumph. Man, we just need to find stuff. Okay, we can actually ultimate the Ugin next turn and kind of clear out the field a little bit. They'll still have their land, though. End turn. I'm actually okay with that. Okay, they drop their land. I kind of want to hold on to these Bitter Triumphs for his land. But I guess he can fire up the Lumbering Wagon now. No, I meant to kill it. But we can still kill it here. Free life will destroy that. Okay, we need to get colorless card next turn. Let's see here. How do we want to handle this? We can take 2. We could take 1 damage by doing it this way. Can't kill his land. We can just kill... We can drop quite a bit of stuff here next turn. I guess we can exile, can't we? Exile's our artifact, creature, enchantment. Okay, we can exile his lands. Just not the one because he doesn't have it fired up. Oh, he's attacking in. Well, let's create a 1/1. We will ultimate this. Discard a card. Yeah, comes back. Okay. Our turn. I think we finally turned the corner. Ooh, that's not a bad one either. But we're going to get one. I'd much rather have that in my library. All right. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to be exiling all this stuff anyway, so we don't need those. Get all those. We'll gain a bunch of life. There we go. Let's get our Ugin out. Kill off the creature. All right, good game. Oh, we got a little ramp here. We got the Duress. Yeah, we'll try this one. We've got the Ugin there. A little removal. A little bit of everything. Day of Judgment. So we're playing a Kona deck. All right. Bitter Triumph is one we're going to want to keep open. Ramp up. 4 mana next turn. Alright, we're getting our land, which is good. Alright, he found a way to trigger his Kona. We can exile his Kona next turn, which is nice. We can destroy the spacecraft next, or when we get the Ugin out. Okay, drop the Kona. Yeah. Three, 4, 5, 6. All right. I should have dropped the vault. I guess I can also create a treasure token if I want to here. Huh. Is fully triggered here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so what we can do is pay 3 life, kill this thing. And then we'll have the vault. And just have enough land. And the archive can be next turn's kill spell. Oh, nice. We got multiple. It's got pretty high cost casting stuff, so it's going to be hard for him to double spell. Okay. Well, I guess we just do this. Plus again. Ooh, that's pretty good.
My plan bears fruit.
I think we get that out.
I grant you a boon.
This does allow us to ultimate the Ugin next turn if we want to. All right, let's ultimate the Ugin. We'll get. All right, good game. All right, we got a little bit of everything with this hand. Like to see the ramp. A little bit of removal here. We can get to that Planetarium. I love the Planetarium. We even have the sweeper for turn 6, which is nice. Or I should say 6 mana. Not turn 6 because we're ramping. Turn 5 at a minimum, hopefully. Okay, the sweeper's going to be fantastic in this matchup. We're 5 next turn. We can Bitter Triumph to slow him down a touch. Let's do that. I want to get rid of that. That's just too strong of a card in the early game. We're going to pay 3 life, actually. And we'll cast this too. So we're 2 turns away from a sweeper if we need it, or we can Planetarium. It's got another one. That's fine. It just slowed him down a turn, which is enough for us to do what we needed to do. This will also give us enough to create a treasure token if we just want a Planetarium next turn. Okay. It's a pretty strong play on his part. Yep, very strong. So let's go and create a treasure token. We are going to do a sweeper here. I gotta look up what the ally deck is now. We're down here. It's the wartime protesters that I hate the most. He's got an Aang in hand. He has no wartime protesters. Okay. It's interesting. Okay, you can get rid of our Ugins. Interesting. Okay. Has 2 more Aangs, Avatar Aangs. And Aang's Swift Saviors are annoying too. Okay. And search. We can... Okay, so he did airbend that. Cast Planetarium, but there's not enough to trigger it unless I drop my land. Maybe we just get the Planetarium down. And then we'll trigger it on their turn. He can airbend our spell. That's fine. Alright, we'll take it. Let's trigger the Planetarium. This could force him to kind of airbend. Let's do it. I'll take 2 damage. Or 3 damage. Yep. I'm just hoping to hit a sweeper next turn, so I wanted that out of their hand. Ask and you shall receive sometimes. Guess we can just do... Four, 5, 6. Okay, we can... Maybe we try this first. See what we hit. Don't really care for either of those. Just a Ugin would be nice. Nah, didn't hit anything. They got an instant. That's interesting. We'll discard a card this time. Are they gonna do the same thing again? All right. Well, we got the Fire Lord for next turn. We'll get a bunch of creatures here if they don't deal with it. That's why I kind of wanted to hold off on the Deadly Cover-Up. He did have another one. That's interesting. So how is he going to handle the Fire Lord? Okay, but it still doesn't deal with the Fire Lord. So what do we need to do? 4, 5. We got to pay 5. Okay, he's going to block. And then we can exile. Perfect. Get rid of this one. Because he already has one in his graveyard. End turn. Then we got a Fountainport up. Well. That's unfortunate. Well, we're going to end up using our deadly cover-up, aren't we? I think we might... Great Divide, okay. Might create a counter here. Or token, I mean, which we can sacrifice. Let's just sacrifice a token. He doesn't have enough on the field to really do anything. Sacrifice a token, draw a card. Another Hedron. Don't see him attacking in for a ton here, so we could even attack and kill off his Crossroads if we wanted to. Got rid of 2 of the Aangs. We got rid of a lot of good stuff we got rid of. I think we just do this to get the card draw going. We'll attack in here. This will allow us to sacrifice our archive. We will do it just like that. Get another Fountainport. Let them drop creatures. We can deadly cover up. Okay, I always hate the lands. Jeez. I guess we can do this followed by that. Take action, because then we can throw that on the wall. Man, I'm pretty deep in my deck, I think, for not seeing an Ugin yet. So the drawing 3 cards is kind of like, okay. Sure. We'll do that. Draw a card. Finally found a new again. Yeah, we're gonna probably have to kill off this. We can Ugin and then we have what here? 3, 6, 7. Yeah, we can Ugin and deadly cover up on the same turn. More damage hurts. We'll start gaining life. Yep. So they chose not to have us draw cards. The Ugins that help us turn the corner. I mean, they're going to have more of these legends, so we're going to want to try to find another Ugin. We can actually deadly cover up. Oh shoot, we can't because we exile it.
Fools have sown discord, and they shall reap my wrath.
See what we draw. Oh, I meant to deadly cover up. I guess that gives us more life gain as well, and allows us to kill that off. So it worked out okay.
Mine is the power of eons.
Okay, they have some card draw ability. Yeah, we'll sweep. Is that their first Southpole Voyager? I think it is. I might actually just get rid of those.
The wise heed my advice.
Alright, good game. Alright, that was MTG Malone's version of the Mono-Black Control deck that I was playing here. I always like a good Ugin Black Control deck. This one really did make it interesting with the walls. That's why I wanted to try playing it, but I found that the walls just really don't do a whole lot in a deck like this. It is nice that when you ultimate, you can drop the wall, but the reality is this can die to just any removal, and then they just go after everything else. So it's really not a huge concern so much. I guess if you can guarantee a way of not having anything that they can do to you on their turn after you drop this, you can be a little bit more successful. But all in all, without you being able to drop two of these at the same time because they're legendary, so they can't protect each other, there's nothing to protect this. So that makes it challenging. The other thing this deck has an issue with is just early game. The only early game interaction that you have is Bitter Triumph. And if you don't draw one of your Bitter Triumphs, you are racing to try to get to a Deadly Cover-Up or a Rise for a sweep. And that's the challenge, is you need to hit some of these ramps to get up there. I can't tell you how many times I could have had that I struggled to get the 4 mana for an Archive or something like that because I didn't hit an Ironcrag or a Hall. I think this isn't the optimal list by any means for the blacklist, but it is a fun one to play. I really like Planetarium. I want to put this in more decks and just play around with it. This card is just a fun one to play. They don't have other scry abilities in here. I would have probably went with the 2 casting cost artifact that allows you to scry or draw a card, because that's so much stronger with Planetarium as well. It also smooths out your draws a little bit as well. That could be a good replacement for Aang's. I mean, really all that Aang's is in here is that 2 life gain, and it helps smooth out your draw or your land drops. Really doesn't do a whole lot else for you here, so it kind of is a filler card in a lot of ways in this deck. And just having something for improvement for the actual cards that you're seeing, I think is a little bit better than something like this. So all in all, fun deck. It's great to see how other people take the Mono-Black list. I'm going to try a couple more different Ugin lists this week, and just to see it, because I just really enjoy Ugin lately. So if you could, please hit the subscribe button below. Put out daily videos. I've been trying to get to 2,000 subscribers here, so we're racing towards that right now. So if you could help out by subscribing, also hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a fantastic day.